Tuesday on Home and Family, actor Jonathan Bennett talks about his latest role hosting Food Network's Cake Wars. And we get a look at the new film Walt Before Mickey from stars Thomas Ian Nicholas and John Hader. That's Tuesday right here on Home and Family. We're going to check in with Matt momentarily, but first, having a well-planned strategy to claim Social Security benefits could result in many thousands of dollars in additional retirement income, right. And that is good news, but we got to get there, and to help us get there and find the answers we need is our financial expert, Harvey Warren. Good to have you back with us.
Very glad to be back.
Thanks. So what is Social Security benefits? What are they?
Well, it's essentially the government's pension fund. Every month you see the deduction on your check, the FICA. Yeah. At 12.4%. Well, that's going into an annuity fund. And, you can go online anytime at ssa.gov and check out how much of your money's actually in there, make sure the right amount of money's in there. And they'll tell you what your benefit's going to be when you retire, depending upon what age you retire at, 62 or 66 or 70.
That's where we are currently. So if we still have years to put into that FICA.
Yes, absolutely. And it'll tell you, even if you've done 40 quarters, which is 10 years, you will already know what your benefits will be.
So that's what you need to qualify?
40 quarters.
40 quarters.
Okay. So that's who qualifies?
Yes.
When we say that? What does that mean exactly? 40?
Well, it means that, if over the course of your working life, if you've worked 40 quarters and you've contributed to the fund, you are able to claim benefits.
Quarter of a year, you mean?
Yes, quarter of a year, yes.
Okay, all right. Let's talk about spousal benefits in this case.
Yeah, this is the really complicated.
Yeah, this is complicated, but so intriguing.
Simplify.
Well, yes.
Oh, I'll do my best.
Yes.
Well, if you're of retirement age at 62, which is the bottom, and you'll see on your benefit statement, it'll say 62 or 66, 67, depending upon when you were born, or 70 for full retirement, there are various amounts of money that'll be available to you to claim on. For your spouse, you get spousal benefits. You can claim, even though you're still working and your spouse is retired, you can claim restricted claims and other kinds of claims that are available to you by going into the Social Security office. Now, these are pretty much fairly complicated ideas, but if you go down to the Social Security office and say, okay, I'm of retirement age, my husband's of retirement age, I want to know, what are my benefits? What can I claim now and what can I claim later? And they will explain it to you. They can't give you advice by law. They're prohibited from saying, well, here's what you ought to do, mister. But you can ask them the right questions. And what we want to talk about today is what the right questions are.
What is the right question to ask for that? I mean, am I entitled to half of my husband's Social Security?
Yes, you are.
And he still collects his whole Social Security every month, and would I get half of it? Or
yes, half of it.
How does it work?
Well, half of it until you're in your full retirement age. When you decide to retire and say, okay, I'm done, and I want to make my retirement claim, so whether it's 66, 7, or 70, or whatever age it is, you're going to get a benefit, and the numbers sometimes make more sense. So if you're getting $800 because you're getting half of your husband's benefit, at 70 you may get $2,000 on your full benefit. But you can actually claim your husband's benefit as a spouse until you're at full retirement. Get that money. Many people leave that on the table. They don't even know it's there.
How do they calculate that benefit? Yeah. Is that fuzzy math? I don't know how that.
That's the government's math. And who knows how they calculate that? Seriously. They calculate on the amount of money you've put in. And it's just like an annuity. And if you were putting money into an annuity every month at 12.4% of your income, wouldn't you want to know how much is in there?
Yeah.
SSA.gov is where you go to find out.
How do we know when to file? Like you say 62, it's 65.
Well, there's a big debate about that. It's about 8,000 to 10,000 baby boomers filing new claims every month now. Think about that. And about 75% of them are claiming early. And mostly that's because they need the money. But there's a 25% discount on your full claim at 66, 67 if you file early. And then there's an 8% bonus for every year that you don't claim your full benefits until you're 70. So if you do the math, there's a 52% difference between a claim at 62 and a claim at 70. It's a colossal amount of money over a lifetime. So if you're claiming for 30 years from the time that you're 67 to the time you're 97, and the difference is a couple of $1,000 a month, that becomes a lot of money.
It does.
Yeah, but how you had 70, it's like 70. How long do you have to live past that that you're, that you can go shopping?
Well,
I'm sorry. Did I say that?
No, did you really say that?
I'm sorry.
Well, there's an app for that.
There's an app for that?
There's an app for that?
There's an app for that. They actually have a website called Live to 100. You can go on there and they'll ask you a lot of questions about your genetics and your family history and how your lifestyle works. And then, barring you don't get hit by a bus, it'll tell you how long you're going to live.
Really?
Oh my gosh, I'd be scared to take that. All right.
Well,
All right.
No, you.
How, put together some of the tips for
Yeah.
us, the top tips then as we look at this.
Well, again, this is about questions, and you got to know some of the answers first. Go to SSA.gov and pull your account down and find out exactly what your benefit looks like, and go into the Social Security Administration, which is kind of like DMV, but they are very, very helpful people, and say, okay, if I filed at 62, what would my benefit be? Do I have the ability to file on my spouse? When my spouse dies, do I continue to get his benefit?
Do you?
Yes, you do.
Really?
And if it's great, yes.
Even though you're collecting Social Security, you can still
Collect
collect
your
your
spouse.
husband?
At the time that your spouse would die, if his benefit is greater than yours, or her benefit is greater than yours, then you stop collecting whatever you're collecting on your end,
Okay.
and collect only your spousal
Oh,
benefit.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any last tip?
Any last tip? Yeah, get involved. Ask a question. Go look at what's going on in your life, because that's a huge difference in your retirement planning. It's
Yeah.
very important.
Those golden years are so important to enjoy. That's what life is about. Enjoy that time. You can get more information and take Harvey's Social Security quiz by going to our website or visit Harvey at hwarren.sswise.com.
Great brochure there, by the way. A lot of help on that site.
Good.
Great site.
As always, thank you so much. We come back, though, we're going to spend a little bit of time with Tanya.
Great ways to get those picky eaters to eat more food coming up in just a few minutes.